the AI, the word AI, for example. And when I think of AI as a marketer, I think of emails and I think of Chat GPT. Help me write this better, right? But you might be thinking of AI in terms of sales, and someone else might be thinking of AI in terms of analytics. So even the word AI means something different across the whole spectrum. So
Yeah.
if I'm a business, and I'm asking you this because I sort of know the answer, right? If I'm a business, why is it not just plug and play? What do I need to do? What are those first couple steps you recommend?
Well, I think that's a great question, right? And I think, the mistake people will try to make is just to jump in with it, right? And so realizing that what this does is this is an application that, is going to read, and we'll talk about Microsoft Copilot in specifics, right? Separate from Chat GPT, we're going to use this really if we are a Microsoft shop and we have all these applications, Excel, PowerPoint, Office 365, right? Azure, all these different unique places, OnePoint or OneDrive, SharePoint, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, AI is going to scrub all of that. It's going to be looking for all the information and trends, right? Because it's collecting all those data, all the information in all these different spots, right? To help you, solve a problem, right? So the first thing you have to do is, okay, where does my data sit? Right. And is that data all over the place? Is it on a server here, my Office 365 over here? Is it separated, right? You have to get your data into a central organization, right? So maybe sitting with a place like Microsoft Azure where your data is in the cloud, all your applications are in a similar spot so you can actually start taking advantage of the tool and make it easy for it to collect the information. The second thing, and this is the most important, right? What are my security policies around this, right? What principles do I have in there for people to have access? Do I want maybe someone in inventory to have access to financials? Do I want a salesperson to have access to financials or different things, things that they may not have access to, HR issues, right? Or whatever it is that, the data that you're trying to protect. So I think it's, going back, and this comes back into IT process, right? Who is your IT provider? What is their process to help you understand how to implement something like this? Are they a reactive support type shop, right? Where they're just busy work, right? Like they're busy, they're supporting stuff, they're answering calls, but they're not thinking proactively. They're not introducing innovative new things like AI or Azure in the cloud, because these things matter, right? If you have a process surrounding AI, right, and you have the principles in place that says, hey, here's my group that has access to specific parts of the data, then you can start to implement things slowly, right? So maybe you start with the executive, then you start and you bridge down, and maybe eventually you get to your sales reps. Maybe eventually you get, in our business, to our technicians, right? Because maybe we want to use simple as like, hey, how can we show more empathy in response to a ticket, right? AI, can you regenerate this email for me, right? So we can actually have the customer's best interest in mind. And so there's little things like that, but you have to create those layers and those policies across AI, and you have to have a platform to do it. But more importantly, you have to have a good IT company behind you that understands that and has a process that's going to complement that installation and delivery of AI to your team.